One of my favorite subjects is shelf stable foods.
Wait, I'm sorry. I have to say, one of your favorite subjects is shelf stable food.
So you're a junk food addict?
No, no, no. I'm great at parties. It's the trivia behind it. I think it's fascinating, this idea that you can buy stuff to eat and you can have it sit there for, in some cases, years. And I don't think people realize what kind of miracle of science that is, that you can store food for that long. There's not a lot of foods that you can do that with. And so I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about what is actually involved in making it such that food can sit on your shelf in all kinds of conditions, because you're not necessarily just storing it in like a cool, dry place. You could be storing it at any number of temperatures or humidities. What is the process? How complicated is it, basically?
It's super complicated. And I think the R&D that goes into a candy bar or a bottle of wine or your cereal, there's a large team of people behind that product. And it wasn't just, I thought of it one day and it was on the shelf the next day. Actually, the R&D process can take up to 2 years for a new type of cereal or a new candy bar. And you're just thinking, wow, it's the same chocolate, it's the same peanuts, it's the same caramel, it's the same nougat, but just in different combinations. And so how complicated can it really be? It is complicated because you have to be able to send it to Arizona in the summer at 110 degrees. And then you should be able to send it to Michigan at -20, and still everybody have it taste the same and be expected to find the same product and not be disappointed. It does rely heavily on science. As a toxicologist, we play a role in that as well. You have to make sure that the packaging that comes into contact to your food, there's nothing that's migrating into the food that would be harmful to people, or at least the levels are acceptable. You have to look at the ingredients that are going in, whether or not they've been used in food previously, and whether or not they have to be approved for food use. So there's a whole lot of toxicology that's involved too, whether or not a combination of things could cause a chemical reaction, or cooking something could cause a heat form compound to form that we have to be aware of and to minimize. So there's a lot of consideration even for toxicologists throughout the R&D process.